proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you're having a good day wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show and whatever you may be doing. And who knows what that is. Good show today lined up. A great guest, Dr. Michael Lyon will be on. What's so odd about that is that yesterday, in passing, I mentioned his name and then looked on the schedule. And I hadn't looked at the schedule for today.
I didn't know that yesterday either when we were talking about him.
And I referenced him, and here he is today. I think a lot of him. I have a lot of respect for Dr. Lyon. He really, he's low-keyed, but I would encourage you when he comes on today to pay attention to him.
And how did we get on the topic of him? We had a caller call about fasting, right?
Yeah, and Dr. Lyon, I'll ask him about that today. He has committed every mistake there is, and he'll tell you that with regard to fasting. In fact, he almost he put his health in jeopardy at one point. I'll get him to share that story. He is remarkably informed, let me tell you, about gaining weight, losing weight, obesity, our relationship with food, especially palatable foods. Palatable foods are a driving force to weight gain. That's my view. I firmly believe that. And I will at some point perhaps do a tutorial on palatable foods and what they are and what do I mean by that. And they are a driving force. And these food companies have engineered the food to give it a, what I would call a palatability quotient, which is high. And I think that palatable foods are a driving force to food addiction. Palatable foods are a driving force to food addiction. Food addiction is controversial. There's no doubt. There's a lot of back and forth about it. There are some people that believe that food is not addictive. I am not one of those people. Food is addictive. When you look at the hedonic pathway, hedonistic, what they call the hedonic pathway for food addiction, it is the same pathway for drug addiction. So I don't know. And there's some smart scientists out there that just don't think food is addictive. I can tell you, talk to somebody who suffers from food addiction. Just listen to that anecdotal account, and you tell me.
What does somebody with food addiction sound like?
What does that sound like?
Yeah.
That's a good question. When Dr. Lyon comes on today, I'll see if I can articulate that, and I'll talk about how food addiction is similar to drug addiction, same characteristics.
Now, does food addiction always mean overweight?
Not necessarily, because then people will get into anorexia nervosa.
Oh, that's true.
Binge and purge. They can be addicted to food, but don't want to gain weight, and so then they have an eating disorder. So they got two things going on. They got an eating disorder, like anorexia nervosa, for example, and food addiction. That is so difficult. And there are therapists who specialize in this area. This is all they do. And it almost requires that. You don't go to the dentist to do brain surgery. Right? So this is my point is, it's complicated, and you almost need a therapist that does this all the time to be helpful for the patient, whether it's a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Maybe some of them maybe there's a therapist listening today. You want to call in and contribute to this conversation about food addiction, and I would be grateful. Here's how you can do that.
You can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can also email your questions or comments to Dr. Garko personally. His email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. And you can also find all of our past shows on letstalknutrition.com. They're sorted by date and title. If you'd like to see us live, you can watch us live on Facebook or YouTube. Search Let's Talk Nutrition, and we will pop right up.
So to your question, Reggie, in my hand, it's funny you asked that question. I'll read the title to this article. The Drive to Eat, Comparisons and Distinctions Between Mechanisms of Food Reward and Drug Addiction. That goes to your question, that there is some, you can look at drug addiction and look at the, if you were to diagnose drug addiction and what are the features of drug addiction, you will see that it fits with food addiction. Now, that's a behavioral, psycho-emotional comparison. There's also that biological, comparison. Pathways in the brain that are involved in the addiction. Food is not, I keep saying, I've said this a million times, food is not benign. Food is not just food. Food is not just food in terms of quality. Food is not just food in terms of its effect. Food is not just food in terms how we relate to it. We arrest people for selling drugs to people that get them addicted, opioids.
Right.
We got Purdue Pharma is now declaring bankruptcy because they of their opioid marketing and misrepresentation and whatever. The government's going after them.
Right. I remember you reporting on that.
Purdue Pharma. And they were selling opioids. Let me tell you something. These foods that we call highly palatable foods, these fast foods, processed foods that are manufactured and designed to be palatable, are addictive. But nobody's going to get arrested. Why? Because it's food, right?
Right.
And so because there's no consequence, there's no legal consequence for that, these food companies have an army, and I'm telling you, an army of scientists that work for them. PhDs that have nutrition degrees or registered dietitians, they got psychologists. They got an army of people designing these foods. It's no accident that people you just can't eat one. Remember that late with the guy, the actor that did Wizard of Oz? This is an old commercial. He would have a bag of potato chips.
Oh, yeah. We looked this up not that long ago.
Remember that?
Yes.
And
I thought that was Pringles.
He said, no. He said, you just can't eat one. He was referring to one chip. I'm thinking, no, man, he was referring to the whole bag. I bet you just can't eat one bag.
Oh, no.
Right? So that's not an accident. And the three ingredients always at the scene of the nutritional processed food crime are salt, sugar, and fat.
I thought he was going to say spice. I was going to
No. Salt, sugar, and fat. They have figured out how to take those three ingredients along with others, but those are the three primary bullets that are loaded into almost every processed food that's highly palatable that make that gun go off and you get into a lot of trouble. You look at these youngsters growing up. Some of these kids are growing up on fast food. By the time they're 7 or 8, 10, they are addicted to those foods. You couldn't get them to eat a carrot if you told them they're going to get all A's on all their courses for the rest of the semester. They'd say, I don't care. Give me the whatever. Yeah, I'm just saying. This is what we explore on LTN, coast to coast and globally.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. It's me, your immune system. I'm always hard at work defending you against the many disease-causing viruses and bacteria that you are exposed to every day. But sometimes I need help to defeat the bad bugs. Luckily, our friends at Kyolic have come to the rescue. Kyolic has 2 super immune-enhancing supplements, Kyolic Immune Formula 103 and Kyo Green Harvest Blend Immune Defense. Kyo Green Harvest Blend is a power-packed blend of organic and naturally sourced grasses, ancient grains, fruits, veggies, herbal extracts, and spirulina in a fast-dissolving drink mix for a quick and easy way to support immunity. Kyolic Immune Formula 103 combines immune-boosting nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. Dr. Michael Lyon is scheduled to be our guest today. Looking forward to speaking with him. Always enjoy chatting with Dr. Lyon. Smart guy, so informed. In my opinion, he's one of the leading experts in the whole issue of obesity. runs a clinic in Canada, sponsored by the government, supported by the government. The only way you can get into that clinic is by referral. They are the last stop, so to speak. Only obese and morbidly obese patients are admitted into that clinic. And they see about 300 patients a day in that clinic. And there's quite an array of experts. It takes an army. It truly does. And because it's complicated. And I see people, and I respect them for trying, and I admire them. They try to lose weight, and they're trying to do it all by themselves, and they don't know too much, and they just think, well, maybe if I just stop eating, or they try some of these things, and they might have some success, but most often they fail because it's complicated. The strangest thing about overweight and obesity and food addiction, it's not just about the food. There are other variables that are rolled up into that. And consequently, you take a lay person, everyday person, who's either can be suffering from food addiction and obese and with an eating disorder. Can you imagine? Now, they're going to try to sort through that all on their own? Probably not. So, shaming and blaming people either is reprehensible. I firmly believe there may be exception to what I'm going to say, but you're going to have a hard time convincing me that people who suffer from food addiction or people who are obese, that they're enjoying this. I don't think so. I don't think so. And that especially with obesity, this idea of, well, you're obese and you should just be comfortable with that. No, you shouldn't.
I just was watching something on TV the other day. It's funny that we're talking about this. I don't know if it was on TV or the internet or whatever, but there were these twin boys. They're teenagers, and they're very addicted to food. And the mom was saying, like, she has to lock up the food at night because they'll sneak out and they'll eat in the garbage can. Like, it is a serious, serious thing for them. And they're like 13, very overweight, and it was very sad for her. It was actually a really sad story. Like, food addiction is a very, very real thing. They were not doing it because they enjoyed it.
Yeah, tell that mom that food addiction is a faulty hypothesis, an invalid. Tell her that. She has to lock up the food. Because
the children will eat out of the garbage can. Anywhere they can find food, they'll eat it. They said they'll eat off the sidewalk.
Okay, so that behavior, Katie, parallels what drug addicts do.
Absolutely.
Drug addict will betray his or her mother, brother, sister. They will violate the law. They will lie, steal, and steal to get those drugs. And people on food addiction, these twin kids are eating food out of the garbage can because a mother locks it. That's I told you that, my opinion, these hyper palatable foods are a driving force to food addiction. You're going to eat food out of the garbage can.
I've never heard anything like this before.
Well, this goes on. And that's why this show is on the air, to talk about these kinds of episodes in people's lives. Can you imagine?
The only thing I've seen close to this is, like, I don't know, forgive me, I was watching, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I know, like, Rob would, like, they said he was, like, sleepwalking. Does anybody remember this? Katie, do you know about this?
I don't watch that show on purpose.
I didn't mean to. I think.
All right, go ahead. Get to your
point. He was, like, sleepwalking into the
kitchen,
cabinets at night and eating food.
Yeah, and again, even in not only in your waking hours, but even in your sleep state, it's such a driving force. The hedonic pathway in your brain is, again, that pathway for drug addiction. It's the same thing. So I didn't mean to do this much on it, but it's something I feel very strongly about. It's a compelling topic. And the literature on food addiction and palatable foods, hyperpalatable foods, is robust. There's a lot out there. 877-897-8255. You're listening and watching Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and globally. a number of stories trending. I was going to do it last, but let me get to it. I don't know what's going on, but it's being reported that there were 3 suicides among the crew of one Navy ship in 1 week. Now, think about that for a second. I know there are a lot of sailors on the ship. I get that, but a string of suicides by sailors from the Navy aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush last week prompted an investigation by local and federal authorities. It's being reported. It reflects a tragic trend in time, they were said, in the Navy, the U.S. military more broadly, and across the country. The Navy Criminal Investigative Service is currently assisting local authorities, Time reports, in Portsmouth and Norfolk in investigating the 3 deaths. One took place on September 14th and 2 that occurred on the same day on September 19th. What is going on? These sailors committing suicide in 1 week, 3, 2 on the same day. You're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, coast to coast and globally. We'll be back.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oregano P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Michael Lyon will be our guest today. I was just reporting on this very disturbing story. 3 sailors in the United States Navy committed suicide in 1 week on the same ship, 2 on the same day, on September 19th, and then 1 committed suicide on September 14th. The Navy, of course, is investigating and very concerned. This trend, though, this episode reflects a trend in the military as well in the general population. In 2018, there were 325 active duty members who died by suicide.
Oh my gosh.
That's according to the Pentagon, who's been tracking suicides since 2001.
So this isn't a huge new thing. It's just coming to light now.
It's been trending for quite a while, Katie.
That's
and this is
insane.
a trend in the country as well. In 2018, there was a total of 68 active duty Navy service members who died by their own hand. And it's not just the military, however. Nationwide suicide rates are high, and the highest since they've been since World War II.
Oh, wow.
In 2017, there were 14 out of 100,000 Americans who died by suicide. This according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That reflects a 33% increase since 1999. Now,
Terrifying.
it is terrifying. This is sort of ironic. We live in an information age. We live in an age of social media, supposedly an age of connection and, it's interpersonal but mediated interpersonal communication. And it was always intended, I guess, to bring people together.
It's so great and so awful at the same time.
And ironically, and you know more about this than I do, Katie, you live in that world. There are you see on social media people exhibiting suicide ideations, expressing them on these different platforms, and being depressed by social media.
Absolutely.
Right? Because they can't. They see other people's lives. They start to compare and contrast. They get despondent.
I've never even thought about it like that, but that's very true.
I always have. I kind of feel like the way I go
See?
through, because Katie was can attest to this. Like, I say a lot of I get a lot of heat on social media sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Well, that can be depressing.
well, it used to be until I started viewing it for what it is. Like
Yeah.
some of these people,
I'll
like
get-
I know them personally, so I know whatever.
They will attack you, man.
Right, and I don't mind it because I'm like, okay,
No.
fine, you're just doing it on a
You know what?
from your phone.
In my opinion, you got better things to do.
right.
And I'm not gonna engage in that kind of interaction with anybody. It's not healthy. It's not useful. It's unproductive.
But the sad thing is, so many people don't think like that.
No,
Right, yeah.
they don't. And so we live in an odd time. It's supposed to be a time of connection and social media and all, and we're so disconnected and despondent. And I don't know what's going on that particular ship, but the Navy is concerned. Just wanted to share that. I was going to try to get to that story, and I let off with it. Of course, we were talking about food addiction, these super palatable foods and food addiction. I opened up in a monologue with that. Yesterday, I mentioned Dr. Lyon's name, and Katie and Reggie will attest to this.
Sure did.
I referenced him, and I forget exactly the context and what I said. I referenced them, and then we looked on the schedule. I looked on the schedule this morning, and there is Dr. Lyon. So I don't know. Maybe I was channeling Dr. Lyon. I didn't realize it. But Dr. Lyon's one of my favorite guests on the show. Only problem with him, he doesn't show up enough. Dr. Lyon, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on.
Yeah, great to be on your show again.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well.
Question: is food addiction real, or is that a hypothesis that has no merit?
It is certainly real. It's not yet an official diagnosis in the big DSM manual that we follow, but it certainly is clearly established as real because we have, from a number of perspectives, it behaves. Food addiction can behave very much like other addictions, in the sense that it's a problem that people have that ends up being compulsively driven rather than decisionally driven. So you end up consuming foods in a way or making food choices that contradict your values over and over again, and you tend to feel often remorse from the behaviors and realize that it's harming you, but for whatever reason, you keep escaping into the pleasure of that food. And from the perspective of neural imaging techniques that we have available now, or at least in research they have, like functional MRI, where you can look at brain regions and see which brain regions are active with certain kinds of cues or stimuli. When you look at the effects of certain types of foods on people's brains who score high on food addiction scales, exactly the same regions of the brain are lighting up exactly the same way as in individuals with addictions to other things.
So, do they refer to that as the hedonic pathway?
That's certainly a big part of it, but it's more than that as well.
Uh-huh.
It's a loss of executive control, along with the need to overstimulate regions in the brain that are part of the hedonic system or the pleasure system.
Yeah.
And it's also driven by excessive physiological hunger drive. So it's really it's a highly magnified problem. In a sense, it's a greater problem to struggle with than an addiction to a substance, because really you don't need cocaine in your body to survive. You don't need pornography. You don't need gambling or heroin, but you do need food. So your body is craving what it needs, which is calories and nutrition.
Uh-huh. In your clinic, when I was telling the audience about the clinic that you run in Canada, you see, you have a lot of patients there every day, a couple of 100, 300 a day, and I don't know what the total population of your clinic is, but among that population that is part of your clinical treatment, what percent are obese and suffer from food addiction simultaneously?
Well,
if you
everyone
know.
in our clinic struggles with obesity. The average BMI is 45, so
Ooh.
more severe obesity as well. And in that population group, nearly 50% score high on food addiction scale. There's one called the Yale Food Addiction Scale.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, we administer that to everyone, and certainly a minority. I'm sorry, a majority, over 50%, maybe closer to 65% of our patient population.
We'll be right back with Dr. Michael Line, coast to coast and globally.
Sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you tuned into the show today, you're lucky because Dr. Michael Lyon's on. I was asked, I know he didn't come to talk about food addiction, but it's related to his expertise. As I said to you, in my view, he's one of the leading experts in this whole issue of generally our relationship with food, but this the raging and unrelenting epidemic in the United States and North America and other parts of the world of obesity. The obesity epidemic. And I asked Dr. Lyon what percent of his patients, remember what he said, the average, 45 is the BMI score, the average score for those patients. That, again, that severe obesity, and he thinks about, in that population, about 50% suffer from food addiction. And I'm just saying, I don't understand, Dr. Lyon, and I know you know some of these people, and I'm in the literature and argue against food addiction. They say that it is, that hypothesis cannot be confirmed. I just don't understand where they're coming from. I don't get it. I won't spend much more time on it, but if you want to comment on that, that's fine. If you don't, we can move on. Dr. Lyon.
That would say that, and if they did, they don't probably work with that population group and understand the struggle that people go through. It's certainly just one element of a very complex problem. We try to pretend that it's something that can be solved with some sort of simple diet plan, and it simply can't.
It's sort of like it's sort of like going into a raging forest fire with a water pistol and trying to put out the fire. It's not going to happen. Your point, that's a beautiful point.
And if you think of it, I mean, what is food? Food is comfort. Food is pleasure. Food is social. Food is all of those things. That's what it's supposed to be. From the moment that you're born, when you're upset, what do you get to comfort your distress? You get food. And food even has molecules built into it that are very akin to the things that can be quite addictive, like, for instance, in mother's milk, there's a protein called casein, and when you look at what happens with the initial digestion of casein, it breaks down into several different specific peptides that are called casomorphins that mimic morphine very closely, or endorphins, which are the peptides your body makes. And it's probably there quite functionally to
pacify the baby.
To make sure that a baby is consoled when they're upset and when they're hungry. And so the relationship between food and the whole systems in the brain that are really, you can say, captured by substances that become addictive, the whole system is probably really designed around food. It's food is probably the purest addiction if you're addicted to it. The problem is that today we have foods that would be really not something you'd ever encounter in nature. What would be the closest thing you'd get to the kind of sumptuous foods we have everywhere in nature today? Well, you could have maybe the occasional bit of honey, but of course, I would imagine in a primitive situation, honey, you had to pay a pretty high price to get a bit of honey, climbing some tree, breaking down a bee's nest getting stung multiple times probably was a lot to it. So you wouldn't be eating honey all the time.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing you'd get to candy, and it's probably pretty monotonous if that's the only sweet thing you ever get.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the fruits in the wild are not that sweet, especially in non-tropical regions. And, maybe grilled meat is, of course, something that triggers, of course, the wow factor in every one of us, but we didn't have, all of these different rubs and gravies and things like that back when, when our brain was really exposed to the kinds of foods that would be more common in nature.
I shared with the audience that these food companies, and I'm not trying to indict them. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just reporting, and I know this is a fact. They have an army of PhDs, expert in nutrition and diet. They're nutritionists, registered dietitians. They even have probably psychologists and psychiatrists that work for them in trying to figure things out. They've created what you're suggesting, these palatable foods and hyper palatable foods that are, and I made the assertion that these hyper palatable foods are a driving force to food addiction. I firmly believe that. And it's no accident. These foods are not found in nature. These are manufactured, designed foods, and designed, in my view, to make people keep eating them. And they do. Katie, one of my producers, Dr. Lyon, was telling the story, and she saw the story of this mom that has twin boys, I believe.
Yeah, we actually shared the video over to the Let's Talk Nutrition Facebook page. So if you did,
how old are they, Katie?
Maybe 12, 13,
all right.
yeah.
The mother, Dr. Lyon, the mother has to lock up the food at night. What the boys do then, since they can't have access to that, they go out to the garbage can and get the food,
which she now has to lock up as well. Like it's been a system for her.
So, I mean, you talk about a driving force. My God! But I know you didn't come to talk about that. What is on your mind these days, and what did you want to share with this audience today?
Well, interestingly, food addiction's on my mind these days. We've just brought on a food addiction counselor.
There you go.
Certified food addiction counselor, and we're going to be really expanding our food addiction program at the clinic, because it tends to be something that if it's there and it's not properly addressed, it's really impossible for people to stay on track very long.
And notwithstanding what we said earlier, there is no silver bullet, whatever metaphor you want to use. There's no one single thing, no silly one of these fad diets that's going to get this done, getting people to lose weight. But I would be remiss if close out this block. I wanted to mention Natural Factors product, the PGX. That product, there are clinical trials, a number of them, to show how effective it is in helping people moderate their appetite and helping them in their battle to lose weight. You know a lot about PGX, yeah?
Well, the first encounter I had with it in a clinical setting was where we were given a grant from a large medical device company, Medtronic, and we had continuous glucose monitors that we were able to place on every patient on their first consult. These are devices small electronic devices that would have a catheter placed under the skin connected to this electronic device.
Okay, hold your thought. We'll continue this narrative. This is important. It'll show you how effective PGX is. Dr. Michael Lyon, coast to coast and globally. Are you tired of being tired? So was Amanda until she tried Floradix Iron and Herbs. You can probably relate. Between juggling her job and family, she was constantly exhausted. She put off going to the gym, and making her dinner every night seemed like a heroic task. Then she found out she had the most common nutritional deficiency in the U.S., iron deficiency. Amanda turned to Floradix, an easily absorbed plant-based liquid iron supplement. For over 60 years, Floradix has been helping reduce exhaustion and fatigue caused by iron deficiency. This formula is easy on the digestive tract and free of artificial colors and flavors. It even has vitamins B and C for enhanced absorption. No wonder it's the best-selling iron supplement in North America. FloraVital provides all the same benefits as Floradix, but without gluten or yeast. Reclaim your energy with Floradix and FloraVital, available at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com/Floradix. florahealth.com/Floradix.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
The proceeding was a commercial.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome back. If you carried over from the previous hour, of course, this show is coast to coast and it's global. It's well over 100 markets across the U.S., left and right, up and down. And we stream the show every day. And on that stream, thousands catch the show. It's amazing. I don't know how they find it. And at the end of the month, there's well over 100,000 hits on the stream. It's remarkable. So it's a big platform, and on our on our what is that, Katie? The plays on the
podcast.
On a podcast. How many did you say we have?
I think we're over 62,000
plays.
Yep, 62,100.
That means that people, after the show's memorialized, and they can go to the podcast, and this is iHeart. That's just iHeart podcast, and they download it. And how many views? How many videos on or views on YouTube?
Over 1,500 videos, and we're at over 70,000 views. I think we actually just went over 71,000.
So the show is out there into the world, and the intention of this show is to try to educate people. And I'm not here to inform, I'm here to persuade you. And that's a different agenda. It requires different rhetorical devices to do that, and a different way of doing the show. Information does get dispensed. And with guests such as Dr. Michael Lyon, he and others like Dr. Lyon help achieve that goal, and to educate you so that you can make better choices, informed choices about your diet and your lifestyle. And those are giant variables with, a lot of variables contained within them. And it sounds nice to say. It's hard to do. And to get people to change behavior is very difficult, never mind their attitudes or their values. Forget about it. It's very, very difficult. Changing behavior, if you can go there and try to change behavior, maybe the mind will follow. And so we're trying to educate and empower the listener and the viewer to take charge of their health so that they can live a long life with quality of life. I know that may sound cliche, but that's the agenda here. And so if you're new to the show, that's what we're about. And you'll see me move outside the parameters of the borders of, I just reported on 3 suicides on a Navy ship in 1 week, 2 on one day, on the same day. It's all part of health, wellness, and well-being. It's not, it's biology, it's chemistry, it's pathophysiology, it's all those things and much more. So we try to cover it, and the borders are wide open on the show. So we invite you to call, make contact, and you too can talk with Dr. Michael Lyon.
Give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. And you can also watch us live on YouTube and Facebook. Now we can finally say that we are live on Facebook. That's a great feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I stumble over my note in here every day, and I almost say it. So now I get to say it.
And like the Facebook page, and you can also watch it at letstalknutrition.com. So 3 platforms to view it. And Dr. Lyon, welcome back to the show. So I was asking you about PGX and how familiar you are with it, and you were telling the story about...
Yeah, we... several years ago, we obtained funding from a large medical supply company, or device company rather, Medtronic, and they provided us with equipment to monitor patients' blood sugar continuously. It's a small electronic device that is attached to the patient, and there's a catheter placed under the skin that measures blood sugar. And with this, we were able to have people go home, eat their normal diet, make recordings of when they felt hungry, when they felt weak, shaky, when they overate, those kinds of things, what their food consisted of. And it was remarkable to see the variability in people's blood sugar. It looked like a roller coaster. When I first started seeing these, I said, this is a roller coaster. People are on the blood sugar roller coaster. So I started using that term. And then we were able to obtain PGX when it had first been developed, and we started to give it out to patients to just take it home and try it. The PGX in meal replacements and the PGX in a granular form that they could put into, say, a yogurt or into a soup or drink it with a glass of water, whatever way they could get it down before each meal. We had them start taking this PGX fiber before their meals, and then they redid the glucose monitor test, and it was remarkable to see how their blood sugar kind of flattened out. Instead of having a blood sugar roller coaster, their blood sugar was almost completely level.
What do you attribute that to? What is it about the PGX? And I know the answer, but I want you to try to explain what caused their blood glucose and insulin levels to level out. What was it about the PGX?
Well, PGX is the most viscous, meaning that it becomes the thickest and it absorbs more water, so it grows to larger volume in the stomach than any other fiber that's ever been discovered. And so it's the factor about fiber that leads to it making you feel full and also slowing the absorption of carbohydrates. So in a sense, it's almost like going on a low-carb ketogenic diet without having to go to a low-carb ketogenic diet by being on PGX. You avoid having big blood sugar swings and swings in insulin levels, which drive eventually a lot of excessive appetite. And that's, essentially the thing that we realize is that people that had, in many cases, addictions to foods or to sweet beverages were just not desiring those foods anymore.
That's interesting.
Really, quite remarkable. It was the first time that I had the experience clinically of seeing repeatedly that food addiction, food addictive behaviors or binge eating behaviors have at least some strong relationship to irregular blood sugar.
But you have
go on a
go ahead.
Ketogenic diet is popular because it's a quick way to get off the blood sugar roller coaster, but in the long term, eating a extremely high fat diet and tons of meat is probably not going to be
not a good idea. So what I wanted to ask you, I know that you use the strategy of partial meal replacement. I'm a fan as well. It turns out that PGX comes in like in a powdered protein. Is it a protein drink or with PGX in it?
Yeah, that's right. It's in the U.S. I think it's under the brand Slim Styles.
Slim Styles, okay.
I think it's Slim Styles, like a weight management drink or protein drink.
Made by Natural Factors.
It's something that can be found in health food stores, and it was actually developed with my help and the University of British Columbia. We worked on this together, and you talked about how food companies have scientists that sit in labs and learn what people love in terms of taste, and that's true. You go to a food science laboratory at any university, and they have double-blind taste testing stations where a window opens and a food taster sits behind the window, and a bit of food is passed to them, and they eat it, and then they rate the food, and that's how food companies decided upon the ingredients in many of the most popular foods that we still have.
And salt, as I said to the audience, salt, sugar, and fat are always at the scene of the highly palatable food crime. We'll be back with Dr. Michael Lyon, coast to coast and globally on LTN. Ridgecrest Herbal's original Clear Lung supplement has been the #1 selling natural product for lung health since 1998. Clear Lung's formula is a synergistic blend of Chinese herbs that helps maintain open airways and balanced mucus levels. It combines the healing properties of 13 perfectly balanced herbs that have been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years. Need extra help? Try Ridgecrest Herbal's Clear Lung's Extra Strength with twice the herbs and Ridgecrest Herbal's patented Availablend formula designed to support the bioavailability of the original 13 herbs. Got a picky kid who doesn't like pills? Clear Lung's liquid is safe for children and and has a naturally sweet orange flavoring. And don't forget to check out Clear Lungs Immune and Clear Lungs Sport. Visit rcherbals.com or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad to order the right Clear Lungs product for you. That's 1-800-242-4649.
Is getting a good night's sleep a challenge? Fortunately, there's a superior fast-acting sleep formula called Tranquil Sleep from Natural Factors. This non-habit-forming supplement contains a unique combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Talking with Dr. Michael Lyon today. Dr. Michael Lyon is one of the leading experts in weight loss or obesity. Let me ask him. How do you describe that, Dr. Lyon? Obesity, what? What would you say? How would you describe that expertise?
Well, it's actually, it's a field. It's a specialty, obesity medicine.
Okay.
There's now several thousand physicians in the U.S. and Canada that are board certified in obesity medicine. So it's it's a very focused field that is all evidence based. We're essentially rapidly evolving, of course, because as every day goes by, we have new evidence as to how to deal with obesity more effectively.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not here to, how can I say this, just to promote a product, but the PGX from Natural Factors is just, I don't want to mislead people. I know you don't want to do that either. It is just one strategy, one tactic that you can use in your attempt to want to lose weight. And I alluded to the notion of a partial meal replacement in using a product called Slim Styles. I think they also they have like a PGX protein. It may have PGX on the container. Go to naturalfactors.com. You'll find it there. You can use that as a partial meal replacement with PGX in it. I think it's 5 grams per serving. Could you explain the concept, Dr. Lyon, of partial meal replacement?
Yeah, we've been looking at how to help people lose weight and keep it off, of course, for decades. And in spite of the just the nonstop hype that you read and hear everywhere about weight loss plans, when you really look at these with scientific scrutiny, you have to understand that there's many different ways to lose weight, and it's almost impossible to say that one is is actually superior over the other. And when it comes to weight maintenance, in terms of a weight loss strategy, same thing. You really can't say one is superior over another. Even the low-carb ketogenic diet, when you look at what people are saying now, it's almost like a cult religion, the way people believe in it. And it's based on testimonials that usually are over a few months. But when you work with people for years and years, you realize that if you don't give people a lot of different tools to work with to keep their weight off, they won't ever keep their weight off. It's impossible. You're wired to regain your weight. Your body believes your normal weight is your maximum weight, and to avoid regaining weight after weight loss, it isn't something that's solved by a simplistic approach, including a simplistic diet approach. So you have to do everything possible. And one of the most important strategies is to make sure that your brain is on your side. If your brain is fighting against you when you lose weight, you're going to lose. You might win for a while, but you'll eventually lose. And if your blood sugar is irregular, if you're on that blood sugar roller coaster, I can say that's probably one of the most serious things that works against you to force you back to regaining weight.
And
you've got to get off the blood sugar roller coaster.
And what's happening for the listener and viewer, the food companies have created these palatable, hyper-palatable foods. We like them for a lot of different reasons. They didn't exist. Before their existence, biologically, we had a system, a homeostatic system, that would cause people not to overeat necessarily, right? And keep you from becoming obese. What has happened is that these palatable and hyperpalatable foods have overridden that system and have sort of neutralized it. And you don't that homeostatic mechanism to keep your weight in balance is gone. And that is based on what I've read and thought about a lot. Have I misrepresented that idea, Dr. Lyon?
No, you're exactly right. And the big thing is that years ago, food companies discovered something they call the bliss point, which is that you can take any specific flavoring ingredient, like take salt, and you can add salt increasingly to a food and give it to people. At a certain point, they say, that's delicious, that's spectacular. And then if you increase the salt beyond that, they start going, oh, it's too salty. So the perfect point is what they call the bliss point.
That would be for salt, sugar, and fat, yes?
Yeah, so you take something like our favorite ketchup. Everybody knows the brand, the one that you have to use like a knife to get it out of the bottle. And that was developed. It was one of the first foods developed using this bliss point principle and involving food scientists. They nailed the amount of salt, the amount of sugar, the amount of sour, and the amount of umami, which we don't even have a word for that in in this part of the world, umami, but it's a savory kind of flavor. That's what the tomato imparts when it's reduced. So you have this perfect blend of four things that hit your palate exactly the right way, and it creates bliss. And then there's also how it feels in your mouth, the thickness of it, and so even the viscosity of, well, let's say it, Heinz ketchup that we all love, that's got every single factor just nailed. That's why you can't beat it. There's nobody that's been able to get it.
You know what's funny about that? I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, and I would drive by that Heinz factory every day.
Yeah.
Honest to God. And it was it had the giant pickle outside, Heinz pickles. Meantime, on the inside, these scientists are devising this product. Yeah, things are not what they seem. We'll be right back.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oregano P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order or to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb & Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you want to learn more about PGX from Natural Factors, there's a website you can go to. It is P as in Paul, G as in George, X as in X-ray.
I just gave the same letters on the phone. I did P as in Paul, G as in George, X as in X-ray. You read my mind.
I can. Go to pgx.com, and you'll find a nice discussion there about PGX, what it is, how it works, the science behind it.
Did you say something about it's labeled differently in the U.S. versus in Canada?
Could be. We'll ask Dr. Lyon about that.
Someone had called and asked if they go into a store what they need to ask for.
PGX.
Okay, that's what I
comes
said.
It comes in capsules. It comes in the granules. It comes in the form of a shake.
But I didn't lie to her.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And I like the granules. The gel caps, they're okay. You got to take quite a few, but the granules seem to work. Add it to water. No taste, no flavor, no smell. You have to drink it right away because it does gel up. You start slow, maybe like 2.5 grams. As I understand, I'll ask Dr. Lyon to explain that. Right before you eat a meal, and then you want to get up to 5 grams. And I think it's 15 grams a day max. Dr. Lyon, what is that protocol for PGX Daily, and how do you take it?
In our practice, because we started off doing research with this unique fiber, we were constrained to our clinical trial protocols, and we didn't start people off slowly in any of our trials. So there was some concern that we would cause a lot of gastrointestinal distress with people by starting them off with 5 grams 3 times a day. But we found that very few people have a problem with that. Maybe for a few days you feel a little bloated, or maybe have some change in bowel movements, but essentially it doesn't take long to adapt. And what you're doing when you take 5 grams of PGX with a meal, it ends up growing when it absorbs water to occupy 1 quart of stomach volume. And if you do that 3 times a day, that's 3 quarts of stomach volume with no additional calories.
Great.
So it's a volumetric effect. It displaces the need to eat other food, because some of the research on what drives people to overeat suggests, I mentioned the blood sugar roller coaster, but the other thing is that people tend to eat a consistent volume and weight of food every day. So when you look at what that means when you're eating fast food, if you're eating, say, 1 pound of fast food versus 1 pound of apples, totally different in terms of their calorie and nutritional composition. So when you add volume and weight to your stomach without adding calories, you're making it easier to eat less food, essentially.
So how much do they take it? How much do they need to take before every meal, and how much a max a day would you like the consumer to take?
Well, again, in our practice, it evolved out of our experience with the clinical trials, in that people were taking 5 grams 3 times a day. Very few people had trouble with that, and when they did, we just said, "Oh well, go back to twice a day or once a day, or take half a serving initially or something." So it's really easy to adjust it. But I would suggest that people aim to have 5 grams of PGX in some form with every meal. It's hard to do if you're taking the capsules, and myself, I don't think the capsules work as well. So I would tend to try to figure out how to get the meal replacements or the weight loss protein drinks into your diet. And when you said partial meal replacement, what that means is that you're going to make a shake for 1 or 2 meals a day out of the Slim Styles meal replacement. That's the brand that has PGX in it, and that's a way to cut down your calories while you're still giving your body good nutrition. And in spite of everyone who studies nutrition and who promotes healthy diet, everyone believes we should be eating more whole foods. The one exception would be meal replacements, which are, of course, formulated nutritional products. And the reason why is that there's been decades of research now looking at weight loss and weight maintenance, and there's some studies suggesting that the single most important factor in long-term weight maintenance is actually the frequency of use of meal replacements. There's a study called the Look Ahead trial it's still ongoing. It's a big a U.S. government-funded study in hundreds of centers, and they are studying how to keep people with type 2 diabetes, how to keep their weight down, how to get weight off and keep it down. And after 10 years of this study, they looked at the single most important factor in determining long-term weight maintenance, and it was the frequency of use of meal replacements, which is really quite counterintuitive to those of us that want you to be making food from scratch and eating whole foods, eating a formulated diet food as a regular part of your diet. But the fact is, when you take a meal replacement shake instead of a meal, you feel like you've eaten a meal nutritionally, but you've only eaten about 225 calories.
Because fiber is not loaded with calories, correct? It's a carbohydrate, but it's essentially calorie-free, yes?
That's right. Yeah, fiber is carbohydrate, but it's indigestible carbohydrate. So a good example of an indigestible carbohydrate would be wood. You can eat all the wood you want, and you're not going to get any calories out of it.
Good to know.
If you have an appetite for oak trees, you're in business. 877-897-8255. One of my producers yesterday, and that's how your name came up. Now I remember the exact context, and it was Reggie who's sitting across from me, and he said, "What about the idea of fasting?" I said, "Well, if you talk to Dr. Michael Lyon," that's how I mentioned your name yesterday, not realize you'd be on today. I said, if you ask Dr. Michael Lyon about that, he can give you an earful. Why don't you give this young lad an earful about fasting?
Well, things come and go in their popularity. It seems like a new thing, intermittent fasting, and it's of course very popular. Was started off being popularized by Silicon Valley gurus, and the thing that first of all, you have to understand that people who struggle with serious weight problems, they almost all do intermittent fasting. Most of our patients come in and they skip breakfast. They have complete control over their diet throughout the day. And then at 6 p.m., all hell breaks loose. They have no willpower. Their appetite hormones are at storm level, and they lose all control. So it's essentially virtually intermittent fasting already. And the problem that I have with intermittent fasting isn't that there isn't good science behind it. There are some health benefits to it, and it might have some potential.
Hold your thought. Hold your thought. We'll come back and we'll pick it up. We'll have the LTN Health Question of the Day.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Have you experienced the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you are finding your way through this conversation. Again, go to pgx.com and you'll learn a lot about PGX and how it can help you. You want to be informed. I always tell people before you start, if you can read about it, see what the science is, get informed before you start to ingest something. You know, after all, it's not just like buying a suit. This is something that goes inside your body.
I got those supplements in the mail, and we did like 2 days of research on it, asked somebody else, and I'm glad that I did, because before the show, I probably would have just been like, oh, cool, they're free, I'll take them.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, I can think of a gazillion questions to ask you about what we talked about today. I'm going to do something very simple and see what you think. Dr. Lyon and I both expressed our view about this. True or false? Food addiction is real. True or false? Food addiction is real. Here's the number to call to win a $25 supplement gift card. Is that true or false?
You can call us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Dr. Lyon was talking about fasting, and I remember a couple of times over the number of times he's been on the show, he has talked about his experience with that. And I think I said this morning, I think Dr. Lyon committed every mistake there is about fasting. Could you explain that?
Yeah, certainly. And I said before, the idea of fasting or intermittent fasting, it's nothing new. Of course, many cultures have had fasting rituals or as part of special occasions for as long as human civilization has existed. And the reality is, you know, people used to fast quite regularly. It's not that fasting is something that is necessarily bad or harmful, something that might be quite natural for the human body to even need. The problem arises when you have people who have disorderly eating patterns and who are using periods of deprivation, dieting, or fasting interspersed with loss of control and unhealthy eating. And that's kind of the problem here, is that we're dealing with a problem, obesity, which gets really, really complicated, and it's often typified by repeated diets and failures at retaining weight loss. And so when you add something like fasting to the mix, as though that's somehow going to solve the problem, what you're really doing is exacerbating some of the real imbalance inside that person's brain and body. Mm-hmm. They have elevated appetite hormones typically, and you don't want to do things to elevate them further, which fasting will do. And you don't want to exacerbate pre-existing problematic eating patterns. Mm-hmm. Individuals that have food addictions or binge eating behaviors, those people need to learn to eat very regularly in almost a regimented fashion.
What is one of the most egregious mistakes that people make with fasting? Dr. Lyon. I lost him.
Sorry, I lost you there, Mike.
Yeah, I asked, what is one of the most egregious mistakes that people will make when trying to fast?
Well, I think first of all, and I'm not against fasting. I want to make that clear. I think that there might be a place for it. It might be in the future something that we use quite routinely. But at the same time, until we study the effects of fasting on people who have complex obesity, I don't know that we should be promoting it as a general principle for people who are struggling with their weight. And I think so far, when you look at the research on fasting as a strategy, it doesn't look very impressive. It really doesn't at all for weight loss.
I think that's exactly what the caller asked yesterday too. Was can they do fasting to lose weight? Is it a good method? So that's exactly what he wanted to know.
There you go. And I think one of the biggest mistakes they make is, like, for example, I remember you telling your story about your experimenting with fasting when you were a bit younger. And, like just drinking water for a certain number of days and not eating and doing those kinds of things is not a good idea, right?
Well, I did it way beyond an experiment. It was a way of life for years. I used to not eat anything 1 day a week. That was my routine. So that was intermittent fasting. And I used to regularly do cleanses where I would do 2 weeks of nothing but, say, dilute lemon juice, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I was kind of a habitual faster. And then at one point, when I started to struggle with weight regain and got a bit desperate and had been reading books about fasting, this is back in the 70s, I did a 21-day water fast. Where I ate nothing at all, just drank water for 21 days.
Wow.
No vitamins, no nothing, just water. And, it was really interesting how after a week or so, didn't feel hungry. I felt kind of like a spiritual being, not a physical being. It was kind of
because you were hungry.
I lost 36 pounds.
Oh, my land.
In 21 days. I don't know how that's physically possible, but I did.
Did you get sick? Did you get sick?
Well, it was going to be a 40-day fast. I wanted to do just what Jesus did, and 40 days and 40 nights, but I got to 21 days and I started having a heart arrhythmia.
Oh, my God.
And I got hypothermic, and I was living in Southern California, and it was hot outside, and I was hypothermic. It was really weird. So I thought, if I don't break this fast, I'm probably going to die, which is probably true. You can easily die if you fast for great lengths of time. And so I did a 21-day fast. I broke my fast. And
I suspect you never repeated that experiment again.
No, in fact, here's one of the lessons I learned about fasting, even though I was really good at it, and I would say, kind of liked it and felt good after I broke the fast. I just can't even imagine doing it now. I'm 61, and I haven't fasted for years. I can't even skip a meal. I became almost paranoid about fasting. It's kind of weird. I think that's one of the biggest problems with fasting. Like many restrictive diets, eventually you just get repulsed by the diet.
Sure.
And you can't do it anymore.
I have to take this call. Hold on. Darlene, what's the answer? True or false? Food addiction is real. Is that true or false?
True.
Thank you. Congratulations. You won a $25 supplement gift card. Thank you, Darlene, for listening and calling today. Dr. Lyon, we got to go. I wish we had another hour, man. You tell great stories. We love you. PGX.
Right.
PGX. Love you, man. Your health is your wealth.
Everyone's raving about the newest botanical superstar hitting the store shelves nationwide. Hemp-derived cannabis.